So you want to learn generative AI, right? But man, it can feel like you're trying to drink from a fire hose. There's so much happening. Well, today we're going to change all that. We're going to take that chaos and turn it into a clear, simple plan. We've got a visual roadmap that's going to walk you through the entire journey, step by step, from total beginner all the way to a confident builder. Look, if you're checking out the AI scene right now, wow. New models, new research papers dropping literally every single day. It's totally normal to feel like you're already behind, or that it's just way too complicated to even get started. It's like trying to jump onto a train that's already going 100 miles an hour. But here's the thing. What if I told you there's a station just for you and a clear map to get you exactly where you want to go? And here it is. This is what we're talking about. Look, this isn't some boring checklist. Think of it as a guide for an epic quest. It shows you exactly where to plant your feet first, what to learn next, and maybe most importantly, how all these different pieces actually connect. The biggest secret? You don't have to know everything at once. Not at all. You just need to figure out what your very next step is. That's it. All right, let's dive in. First things first. Just like any great adventure, you can't just run out the door. You gotta gear up, right? You need your toolkit, you need your map. This first section is all about that. Gathering the essential equipment and learning the basic rules of this new world we're exploring. Okay, so your quest begins with these 4 key steps. It's your foundation. First, you just need to get the big picture. What's the difference between AI, machine learning, and deep learning? They're not all the same thing. Then you pick up your main weapon, your primary tool, and that's Python. It's basically the language of AI. After that, you start digging into the core concepts of machine learning, and then the essentials of deep learning, things like neural networks. Think of this as your training montage. This is where you build your strength. And listen, these aren't just fancy buzzwords to throw around. They're really important. For instance, understanding supervised versus unsupervised learning, that's like knowing the difference between teaching someone by showing them exact examples versus just giving them a huge pile of stuff and saying, go find some patterns. They're fundamentally different ways of learning. And trust me, these concepts are the absolute bedrock for everything, and I mean everything, that's coming next. Okay, so our foundation is poured and it's solid. Now it's time to meet the titans. We're moving on to meet the giants of this world. This next part of the journey is all about getting to know the powerful architectures and the legendary models that are, right now, powering the entire GenAI revolution. Okay, listen up. If there is one single concept you have to wrap your head around, it is this one, the transformer architecture. It came from a paper famously titled Attention is All You Need, and it didn't just move the goalposts, it completely changed the entire game. This is the engine that's inside pretty much everything you've heard of. Like ChatGPT, it's what allows them to understand context and nuance in language in a way that was pure science fiction before. Seriously, this is a non-negotiable, must-know part of the roadmap. So when you get into these models, you'll see there are kind of 2 main flavors. On one side, you have models like BERT. Think of them as detectives. They're amazing at understanding meaning because they can look at a whole sentence at once, forwards and backwards, to figure out the context. Then, on the other side, you've got models like GPT. They're more like storytellers. Their whole job is to predict what word comes next, and then the next, and the next. Understanding this difference is crucial for picking the right tool for whatever you want to build. And as you keep going, you'll start to meet the whole family of these generative models. You'll start with the text-based ones, like the GPT series and BERT. But then, you'll step into the absolutely fascinating visual world. We're talking about GANs and diffusion models. These are the magic behind those incredible AI image generators you see everywhere. Each one of these is like a different branch of the family tree, a different way that AI has figured out how to create something new out of nothing. All right, theory is cool, it's important, but let's be honest. The real fun begins when you start actually making stuff. This next phase of the roadmap, it's all about that transition. You're going to go from being a student to being a creator. It is officially time to roll up your sleeves, get your hands dirty, and start building. So, what's the first real practical skill you'll pick up? It's learning the art of the prompt. And this is so much more than just typing a question into a box. It's about learning the language of AI, learning how to talk to these models to get what you want. You'll learn these almost magical techniques like zero shot and few shot prompting, and my favorite, chain of thought, which is just incredible. This is how you go from getting mediocre answers to unlocking the real mind-blowing power of these models. Okay, so once you've mastered prompting, you can use that skill to build actual real applications. You'll learn how to use APIs, which don't let the name scare you. They're basically just messengers that let your own app talk to a powerful model like GPT-4. And then you get to the really cool stuff. Frameworks like LangChain. This lets you chain different AI skills together, like building with Legos, to create really complex and powerful apps. This is where you really level up your game. We're moving beyond just using these models. Now we're talking about customizing them. You'll learn techniques like RAG, which is amazing. It lets a model pull in fresh, up-to-the-minute information from the outside world. And then there's fine-tuning, where you can actually retrain a model on your own specific data to make it an expert in exactly what you need it to do. This is where it gets really personal and powerful. And hey, don't think for a second that this is all just about text. The real cutting edge, the frontier, is multi-modal. This part of the journey is about exploring models that can see, hear, and speak. We're talking about AI that can understand and generate images, audio, video, you name it. This is where AI stops just reading about the world and actually starts to perceive it. So you've learned the theory, you've built some cool projects. You might be asking, what's next? Am I done? Well, the final part of this roadmap isn't really an ending at all. It's about how you evolve, how you become a true practitioner, and, just as importantly, a responsible member of the AI community. You see, true mastery isn't just about how well you can code. It's about being thoughtful. It means seriously considering the ethics and safety of the things you're creating. It means pushing the boundaries, maybe by building autonomous AI agents. And, this is so crucial, it means getting involved with the community and committing yourself to being a lifelong learner. Because one thing's for sure, this field is never, ever going to stand still. And so here we are, back at the full map. It all comes full circle. From those very first steps with Python all the way to the ongoing habits of a master, it's all laid out for you. What might have seemed like a giant, confusing mess before is now a clear, structured path. It's a journey that is absolutely 100% achievable as long as you take it one step at a time. So, there you have it. The path is laid out. The tools are ready and waiting. The community is out there, excited to welcome you. You have the map right in your hands. So really, there's only one question left to ask. Where are you going to begin?